Hey guys, Kev here, and bear with me. I'm trying the backwards camera again because I hate looking at the front of it while I'm trying to talk. So I know that's weird to people who do YouTube. They like to see what they're doing. I don't. I like to just fucking pray I'm holding it in the right spot. I kind of have an idea. I figure it's that camera right there, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm at the post office. I got a bag full of shit, like 7 or 8 packages, as usual. Fuck me. Gets expensive. But, so join the Patreon. Link is below, all right? Hit up those affiliate links down there. But, no, seriously, if you want to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Hit that like button or join the thumbs down gang. I have a full review here of the Knives Sakshi, aka the Saakshi. This was loaned to me by my new brother Brandon Thrasher. Go check out his channel. Link will be below to his channel. Dude is awesome. Check out his garage. It's fucking cool as shit. He rocks the hat and sunglasses all the time. I fucking love Brandon. And he's just a cool dude. So anyway, he let me check this out, and it's such an interesting knife to me. I don't know why. It intrigues me on a couple of levels because of the way they went about it. And we'll see how I get into that, but yeah. So he sent this in. Let's talk about the knife, right? Aesthetically, I think this is a good-looking knife. Wee does a pretty good job at that. My biggest gripe with this knife probably is that it just seems like they just took the blade from the Stinger and the handle from the Elementum and they morphed them into one knife. And they've been doing that a little too often lately on their like Wii in-house designs. They look awfully like somebody else's design that they've collaborated with. Stinger, that's a Ferrum Forge knife, not a Wii knife, but they made it. Right? Civivi or Wii was the OEM. And then they literally took that blade. I mean, you cannot tell me this is not the blade off the Stinger. It is ever so slightly different. I mean, I think it's a little bit taller and it's got a little more like belly here instead of the way the Stinger is from what I remember. And it doesn't have a choil. But other than that, this is the Stinger blade. And then it's the Elementum handle, which is their handle anyway. But that just kind of bugs me that they do that a lot. They just like swap parts and pieces, and it's like, I'd like to see more original shit, you know? I know that's hard, and I get it. So it's just a personal thing. It's not really anything against them. It just doesn't excite me to see that, you know? So that's my theory on that. I like the looks of it overall. I think it's a clean knife. I think it's a good looking knife. I love the marbled carbon fiber. Now, I will say I absolutely despise this blue anno on everything. That's just not me, guys. I don't like that. To me, it makes it look like sort of a gas station-y knife, to be honest. I don't know who thinks that's cool. I guess there are people. But like they have ones where they do gold and shit. And it's just like, ugh, I hate that. But otherwise, good looking knife. I'm not a blacked out coated blade guy, but you know, it works. It's right hand carry only, which kind of sucks. Wii is so hit or miss on that. And that's one of the things I really like about Wii Civivi is, let's see if I got this aimed at me. Jesus, Kev. That's one of the things I like about Wii Civivi is that they do tend to put a reversible clip on a knife when they can. A lot of their higher end knives, like the Sear, the Upshot, that new one that just came out, the Kite Fin, they have variants that have reversible clips, and sometimes they have variants that don't. It's like they appease both crowds. They appease the don't fuck up my show side guys, and they appease the lefties. You know, or the righties who, you know, sometimes a righty likes to switch a clip so he can carry 2 knives or whatever, you know. It's nice to have a reversible clip option. And it's weird that they didn't put it on here. It's a liner lock, sub-frame lock, really. I don't know why they didn't do it. They had the opportunity. The clip is not like recessed into the scale. That'd be one of my gripes on this. For, you know, I should have looked the price up, but my guess is $200, $220, something like that for this knife. It's 20 CV and marble carbon fiber titanium sub frame lock. I mean, that's what you're going to be looking at. But yeah, they didn't recess the clip, so they could have easily put a reversible clip. They just needed 2 screws, or 1 screw, really. You know, they could have moved this body screw down, or they could have figured it out, right? They know what they're doing. But yeah, so the build quality is really good. It's WE, guys. You know, my biggest gripe with WE usually ends up being the action, the detent. You know, they tend to be a little bit, they tend to be like the Italians, right? Not as bad, because they're usually serviceable, like it'll work regardless. But, you know, they have knives with super light detents, and then they have ones that are like spot on. They have ones that are a little too strong, and it's just kind of like hit or miss, right? I always tend to get the light ones. This is Brandon's knife, so luckily, you know, this one's fine. The detent on this is good. I'd say it could be ever so slightly stiff for some people. For me, it's nice. But I will say I have missed the reverse flick a few times, you know, because it seems a little bit stiff. But it's dialed for this flipper tab, which is very nicely done. I think they did a great job with that. All right, so where was I? Aesthetics. I went over that. Ergos. So ergos are pretty good. It just fits my hand, which is nice. I'd venture to guess you have about 3 1/4, 3.3 inches on the blade. Actually here, lefty Axon, 3.5 inch blade. So you're talking, yeah, just like I thought, 3.3, 3.4 inches on the blade on the Saakshi. So very good size in my opinion. I like that size knife. Very comfortable in my hand. You do kind of have a flipper choil deal, but you are getting close to the edge, so buyer beware in that situation. I said this before, if this was my knife, I'd probably have that turned into an actual choil. You would only knock off a little bit here. And honestly, after playing with it, I think I'd keep the flipper tab because this one's dialed so well for it. It'd be kind of sad to lose that because the reverse flick on this is good, yet again, like I said, sometimes I miss it. So I wouldn't want to have a knife where my main deployment option is something I can miss occasionally. I've never missed that, you know what I mean? But yeah, ergos are good in hand. As a lefty, that clip is kind of getting me right here in that middle finger on the fingertip. As a righty, fantastic. It does look like it would be kind of pokey, but they just plateaued it at the very, very end there. And you don't even feel it. It's fantastic. Obviously, you feel there's a clip, but you don't feel any hot spot. It's very nice. One thing I want to talk about, I guess, in the carry department, it's a very good clip. Civivi, WE, they do a great job with their deep carry clips, almost to the very butt end. They do a great job. This knife is thick. It's pretty thick compared to most of their knives. Usually their knives are pretty thin. So here's the Vero. And it looks like the Vero is a little bit thicker, but this is known to be a relatively thick knife. The Axon. I think they're about the same, actually. There you go. They're about the same. What else do I have? No, that's all I had, sorry. So it's a little thick, but you know what? I like the thickness on this because in my hand, it fills it out a lot better than, say, the Kite Fin. Similar knife. The Kite Fin was really thin, and that was kind of the point of that knife. But this has a little girth to it, and it feels really comfortable. I think if you were going to use this knife a lot, it would be very comfortable. There's some jimping right here that's very well done. So I don't mind the thickness, you know. Some people will, though. Carrot cutting, yeah, it's a good knife. It's a WE, guys. They give you a thin stock. They bring it down to a very nice thin edge. They keep it really sharp from factory. WE is excellent, guys. That's the one thing I always credit WE with, is their blade grinds are fantastic. They have some of the thinnest behind the edges coming from factory. Is that how you would say that? I don't know. Coming from factory, their edges are fantastic. So if you're a guy who doesn't like to sharpen his knives and like resharpen everything, WE is a good choice for you, because you're going to get that very, very good factory edge right off the get-go. Whereas with like a Spyderco or something, you never know what could happen. Carry, cutting, ergos, aesthetic, sounds. Don't mind me. I'm trying not to drop it on my thumb, because I literally cut through my thumbnail the other day. Yeah, the sounds are excellent. I'd give this a 7. It has a unique kind of thwack when it comes out. It really hammers out when it locks up. It sounds excellent. And the acoustics are just really good all throughout. Even when the close, it kind of sucks it in. And it's not like a Kaiser where it kind of sounds like a rattle, which is annoying as all hell, and why I don't like Kaisers, one of the main reasons. This feels crisp. It feels like it's worth $200 when it closes. I don't know how that makes sense, but it does. All right, action. So this flipper tab, like I said, is excellent, very minimal. We've seen it before. Thank you to whoever left that comment on my Instagram or YouTube. Yeah, I think it was on the first impressions video. This is the flipper from the Ortis and the Vagabonds or whatever. And I think it might be the Elementum flipper, somebody said, but it's definitely the one from the Ortis. And man, is it a good flipper design. It just is so minimal, yet it grabs the shit out of you. Really excellent. I'm trying to show you the jimping here. I don't know how this is showing you, but you see. The light switch, bang, perfect. Push button, yeah, you can't push button this because there's nothing to push button. The flipper's above the pivot. It's very small. It's on an angle. You kind of just have to light switch it. It does that excellently. As you guys all know, I love the light switch. That's my preferred type of flipper tab. I'm not a push button guy, so this is fantastic. Then you have that reverse flick I mentioned, but the detent is a little stiff for that. Occasionally, I'll miss it. You can thumb flick it, but it's pretty hard. You kind of got to wrist it and just chuck it, but it works. The closing action is excellent. Try not to hit my nail. It'll come down to your nail if you want it to. You got to just have it pass. You got to push it a little lower. Ow! Fuck! Damn it, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, I literally had my Chavez go right through the nail. And fuck me. Every time it gets hit, it's like getting smacked in the fucking nerve. Oh, that hurts. All right. So anyway, yes, you can drop it to your nail. It is extremely smooth, and you know, not to really be surprised here. That's what WE does. They're very smooth knives. I will never fault them on that. They're just not drop shut, you know. They're very smooth and they're controlled shut. A lot of people like that, but you have to power it close, if you know what I mean. That's just how it works. But it's excellent. We're dead nut centered, of course. Another thing WE excels at. So, yeah, guys. Overall, do I recommend it? I can, yeah. If you think this is a cool knife, if it excites you in any way, I think it's worth it. You know, $200, probably $220, $215. That's kind of their price range for their 20 CV WE knives these days. Would I buy it with my own money because it's a loaner? No, I would not buy this knife. I have no need for it. The only reason I would have bought it is to review it. Like, it's cool enough that I was interested in reviewing it, if that makes sense. So I would have bought one probably. Instead of maybe when I got the Seer, I could have bought this, but I got that instead because it was newer. And I kind of knew when I was buying that knife, I was buying it to review it and then probably just sell it, move it on, or give it away. I do that sometimes because it's still a knife I'm interested in, right? So I want to experience it and do the review, but I'm pretty sure it's not something that's going to beat out like an Axon or something in my pocket. So I'm not going to keep it long term, right? Anyway, it's a cool knife. I can definitely recommend it. I think for lefties, it works because of the liner lock. It's just kind of sad that they didn't put the reversible clip. I mean, they do that with their frame locks a lot of times, which is less friendly for a lefty. So this would have been really nice to have a lefty clip on or option on, you know. But other than that, it works very well left-handed. Everything functions the same way, just usual lefty problems minus the lock bar. So yeah, guys, that's it. Big shout out to Brandon Thrasher. Go subscribe to his channel. He's an awesome dude. I'm gonna get this back to you once I review your other knife. And yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.